Welcome to Season 2 of True and Scary. New true and scary stories from around the world. With your host Joseph. Our feature subject this season will be serial killers. Hang tight after this short break, we will kick off this exciting new season. True and Scary.
The fascination with serial killers can be a complex topic and varies from person to person. There are several reasons why some Americans may be intrigued by serial killers. 1. True crime genre. True crime stories, including those about serial killers, have gained substantial popularity in recent years. Books, documentaries, podcasts, and TV shows dedicated to exploring these cases have attracted a significant audience. People are drawn to the suspense, mystery, and psychological aspects of these stories. 2. Morbid curiosity. Humans have a natural curiosity about dark and disturbing subjects. Serial killers are often seen as aberrations of society, and people might be curious to understand their motives, psychology, and the events that led to their crimes. 3. Psychology and human behavior. Serial killers present a challenging subject for psychologists, criminologists, and behavioral analysts. The study of these individuals can provide insights into the complexities of human behavior, mental disorders, and the factors that contribute to criminal behavior. 4. Media portrayal. Serial killers have been featured in popular culture for decades, providing a fictionalized representation of their stories. Books like American Psycho, and movies like The Silence of the Lambs, have achieved great success, further increasing the interest in this topic. 5. Personal safety and awareness. Learning about serial killers can also fulfill a more practical purpose. Some people may have a desire to understand the methods and patterns of these criminals to protect themselves and their loved ones. However, it's important to note that not all Americans are fascinated by serial killers, and different individuals may have their own unique reasons for finding this subject intriguing.
True and Scary. With your host Joseph. Serial killers is our featured topic this season. Thank you for being with us. True and Scary.
Ted Bundy was a notorious American serial killer who confessed to the murders of at least 30 young women during the 1970s. He was born on November 24, 1946, in Burlington, Vermont, and grew up in a middle-class family. Bundy was known for his charismatic personality and good looks, which he used to gain the trust of his victims. His modus operandi involved luring women, often college students, into his car by pretending to be injured or in need of assistance. Once in his control, Bundy would often rape, torture, and murder his victims, leaving their bodies in remote locations. His crimes spanned across several states, including Washington, Oregon, Utah, and Colorado. Bundy was eventually apprehended in 1978 and stood trial for multiple murders. He acted as his own defense attorney and gained media attention for his courtroom charisma and manipulation of the proceedings. Despite his efforts, Bundy was found guilty of the murders and sentenced to death. While awaiting execution, Bundy confessed to numerous additional murders and crimes, often providing some insight into his twisted mindset. However, he often played mind games and misled investigators, making it difficult to establish an exact number of victims. Bundy was executed in the electric chair on January 24, 1989, at Florida State Prison. Ted Bundy's crimes and the subsequent media attention surrounding his case have made him one of the most infamous serial killers in American history. His story continues to fascinate and horrify people to this day, serving as a chilling reminder of the depths of human depravity.
People say Ted Bundy didn't show any emotion. There must be something in that. I showed emotion. You know what people said? See, you really can get violent and angry.
True and Scary. With your host Joseph. Serial killers is our featured topic this season. Thank you for being with us. True and Scary.
The most common interest among serial killers is pornography. It's scary when I think what would have happened to me if I had seen. That was scary enough.
2 of True and Scary. New true and scary stories from around the world. With your host Joseph. Our feature subject this season will be serial killers. Hang tight. After this short break we will kick off this exciting new season. True and Scary.
You are listening to True and Scary. Your host is Joseph. Tune in each week where we feature your true and scary stories from around the world.
Ted Bundy was a notorious American serial killer who confessed to committing at least 30 murders between 1974 and 1978 in the United States. However, it is believed that his actual victim count may be much higher. Some of Bundy's known victims include 1. Karen Sparks, disappeared on January 4, 1974, in Seattle, Washington. Her remains were never found. 2. Linda Ann Healy, abducted on February 1, 1974, from her Seattle home. Bundy later admitted to killing her, but her remains were never recovered. 3. Donna Gail Manson, disappeared on March 12, 1974, in Olympia, Washington. Her body was found a month later in a wooded area. 4. Susan Elaine Rancourt, vanished on April 17, 1974, from Tacoma, Washington. Her skeletal remains were discovered in a Taylor Mountain location. 5. Roberta Kathleen Parks, disappeared on May 6, 1974, in Oregon. Bundy later confessed to killing her but didn't disclose the exact location of her remains. 6. Brenda Carroll Ball, abducted on June 1, 1974, in Berrien, Washington. Her body was discovered 1 month later near Issaquah, Washington. 7. Georgianne Hawkins, vanished on June 11, 1974, from the University of Washington campus. Her remains were found nearly 2 months later in a nearby area. 8. Janice Ann Ott, abducted on July 14, 1974, from Lake Sammamish State Park. She was found dead after being sexually assaulted and strangled. 9. Denise Marie Naslund, also abducted on July 14, 1974, from Lake Sammamish State Park. She was discovered dead under similar circumstances as Janice Ann Ott. 10. Nancy Wilcox, disappeared on October 2, 1974, in Holiday, Utah. Her remains were never found. These are just a few examples of Bundy's victims, and many others are connected to him through his confessions and investigations. Bundy targeted women and lured them with his charm and charisma before assaulting and often killing them.
Graphic violence on screen, particularly as it gets into the home to children who may be unattended or unaware that they may be a Ted Bundy who has that vulnerability. It was like coming out of some kind of horrible trance or dream. In the eyes of the law, certainly in the eyes of God, you're responsible. I'd like to be able to convey to you what that experience is like, but I won't be able to talk about that.
Ted Bundy's last interview took place on January 23, 1989, just hours before his execution. In the interview, Bundy confessed to several additional murders that had previously been unknown to authorities. He provided gruesome details about his crimes and claimed that his addiction to pornography played a significant role in fueling his violent behavior. Bundy's final interview shed light on the extent of his crimes and offered some insights into his mindset, though many believe he may have withheld crucial information to maintain a sense of control and power until the very end.
I have got to keep myself together. I have got to stay calm. I've got to keep my presence of mind, because as long as I do that, I'm going to beat these people. And that's the way I feel.
I'd like to be able to convey to you what that experience is like, but I can't. I won't be able to talk about that. I mean, in the eyes of the law, certainly in the eyes of God, you're responsible. That there is loose in their towns and their communities people like me today whose dangerous impulses are being fueled day in and day out by violence in the media in its various forms.
Ted Bundy. True and scary.
True and Scary. With your host Joseph. Serial killers is our featured topic this season. Thank you for being with us. True and Scary.